Today we had a little cloud cover in the morning hours, a couple of showers as well, but nothing like what they're getting in the eastern half of the U.S. As you can see, we've got rain and snow stretching from the Great Lakes. We've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region, dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
March 2000, when the U.S. Air Force grounded hundreds of KC-135 jet tankers to fix problems in their tail feathers, chemtrail sightings across the United States dropped from 24 locations to just 2. As the big jets were returned to service over the following week, chemtrail activity climbed right back to previous levels.
I'm going to take this opportunity right now to promote my Pathfinder, aka Dungeons and Dragons adventure, which deals with the air, the plants, and the water from a fantasy point of view. Which, if you don't play that game, you maybe ought to start. So, just to let you know regarding that video right there, the Black Widow spider web is at least 10 times stronger than steel. And I can make him bounce like that. Actually, that's how you can tell if it's a venomous spider or not. Is venomous spiders have extraordinarily strong strands, which means it's a venomous spider. Donk.
In the 1950s, as the Cold War escalated, there were fears that Britain, as an exposed, vulnerable island, could be devastated by a biological or chemical warfare attack. In readiness for possible war, people living in vast areas of Bedfordshire, Norfolk and the East Coast became guinea pigs in covert defence experiments. A chemical concoction comprising cadmium was used to mimic how a biological germ cloud would spread if Soviet Russia released one during an attack on us. Rural Bedfordshire was sprayed from aircraft and, more shockingly, from a converted lorry. The Ministry of Defence have consistently said there was no significant health risk as a result of the experiments. Comprising cadmium was used to mimic how a biological germ cloud would spread if Soviet Russia released one during an attack on us.
You can see the timestamp.
Rural Bedfordshire was sprayed from aircraft and, more shockingly, from a converted lorry. The Ministry of Defence have consistently said there was no significant health risk as a result of the experiments.
Nope. Nope. Oh, option injected. NOAA, Wikipedia military. Type that in. Look it up. You can ignore heart currently. Because now they got NextRad. Which, Mr. Turnbull, showed me where these stations are.
In recent years, peculiar cloud
In his
formations
argument
have been appearing
that
in
this
the
was
skies
not
all over the world
chemtrails.
with increasing frequency. While highly speculative, some researchers suggest these strange cloud formations are another agent of weather warfare.
Chemtrails are deliberately sprayed by high-flying U.S. Air Force tankers, dispersing chemicals into the atmosphere.
Will Thomas has authored a book about chemtrails. Since the late 1990s, he has worked closely with another journalist in investigating these strange patterns that
And
appear.
if you can't trust your first
The
officer,
theory is that chemtrails are being
who
used
can
in
you trust?
conjunction with HAARP. By spraying metal oxides into the air above
Metal
enemy
oxides.
skies, then directing ELF waves from HAARP to heat those metal oxides, the temperature of the sky is raised to more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, preventing the accumulation of water vapor that would otherwise form clouds and produce rainfall.
which we're now getting. Hey, I've seen that before. I would like to thank this guy, whoever he is, for posting this, and I want to apologize for not knowing how to mirror anymore. But, well, I got your attention for another couple seconds. So this poor guy has gotten pretty jaded. How ye ever. Whoop. Bang. This is the deal right here. And, I'm going to encourage you to come here. Watch any of his presentations.
Male, 400-pound male.
I want to talk now about the continuing controversy over the shooting death of a gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo after a 3-year-old boy fell into that animal's enclosure. This morning, police are confirming that they're investigating the actions of the boy's parents, as the incident raises questions about safety at zoos all across the country. NBC's Joe Fryer is in Cincinnati. Let's begin this half hour with the just-released 911 calls made when that 3-year-old boy fell into the gorilla
Historic
exhibit at the
flooding in
Cincinnati
Texas.
Zoo. The
I
incident
mean, you're
forced
supposed to be
zoo
looking at the
personnel to
headline,
shoot
not
and
listening
kill
to the guy.
gorilla. NBC's Joe Fryer's in Cincinnati. Joe, good morning.
This would be Germany and Texas floods. Do you know about the Germany floods at all? You know, like when you see that stuff, you really hope that you're not seeing any human bodies in there.
Hello friends and fellow gamers, welcome back to our alignment series. Today we're tackling chaotic good. Sometimes I call this the Robin Hood alignment. That's